Anyone who can dig a hole and move dirt from there to there can build a house.
A Papakainga is an ancestral Māori village, a nurturing place to return to.
The best place for our whānau to be is living together on our whenua Māori.
Papakainga Web Guide shares practical skills and real knowledge from people who are building sustainable homes and communities.
By utilising what's around you, utilising your resources, the world can open up to you and you can actually get a really good quality of life.
Each episode digs into a different part of the Papakainga process and gives you the best tips, real case studies and advice from on-the-ground experts, organisations and haukainga. Episode 1 is all about vision and getting started, something Rich Morale had to do to complete this experimental 4-bedroom earth block home.
My vision for this whare was a curse of a dream, I reckon. You sort of just think things, dream things up, and then you slowly walk to your plan, bit at a time, and hope for the best.
Now he's back at the start of a much bigger Papakainga development, building 10 homes on whānau land with an unusual construction material.
Well, my goal is to try and build earth bag homes for under $20,000, compliant, certified. And of all the methods I looked at, there was only one that was going to get us there, as far as earth went, and that was this method, earth bag. But pretty much we put this stuff into this bag and then onto those walls. There's a method, but it's easy, man. It's going to help Māori get onto their land. We've got whānau on there now that could use these homes, They're on a dirt floor, no running water. That's why we're going out there, to take this and fill a need, really. A really big need.
Heni Hotinene lives in her Papakainga in Motatau and has a vision to develop sustainable homes for her whānau here.
Ko te mea nui me hoki a Māori mai ki te whenua me whakaaro Māori, me mautunu ki te ngākau Māori, ka oe hoki ki te whenua me te hanga Pākehā no. Pena ko tera tō hanga karihe pai te noho whenua. First, think about your whenua and walk the land. That's really important. A lot of people dream about building a house and returning to their ancestral lands, yet when were they last there? Is it perhaps something that they've built up to become a fantasy and the reality is something quite different? And there's no good just coming up onto the land and saying, I'm going to build here and I'm going to build my little white picket fence around me and I'm not going to have a relationship with my cousin who's just over there or the rest of the community. The best thing to do is share your infrastructure, your waste, your roading.
Heni, alongside her husband Reuben, pioneered new methods in Papakainga development while building 3 modern off-grid rammed earth houses in Ahipara.
There's a difference between doing noho whenua and squatting. And squatting is what our people are doing right now. They're traumatising the younger generation. We've got to put some effort in and make some commitments towards an actual noho. Think like our tupuna, you know that. They came here determined to stay here for 20 generations. We just come along and we just sit underneath the tree and waiting for Santa Claus or a miracle from God or lotto or funding or some settlement from an iwi. Mate, the reality is you got to help yourself. Most Māori land is isolated. We don't get access to all of the services and all the resources that are provided. It's uneconomical for the power companies to run resources to you, so they'll just switch you off.
The hardest thing getting started, I think, is convincing the industry that what you've dreamed and now got plans for are good. It's not easy. Your councils can pretty much sink you.
Take advantage of the free appointments that the councils offer. Get in touch with the council early and request a point of contact, whether that's a team of experts, such as someone from the building team or the planning team or the traffic team. That will just give you some consistency in the offices that you're dealing with and consistent advice.
Kaua e pikoinga i ngā ture o te Pākehā. There's many barriers that exist that actually deliberately inhibit us from living on our lands, whether it be within the Māori Land Court, local council, national governments. or even ourselves. So it's quite an emotional journey, and so that's what I say to the whānau, ata haere. Building a house is quite easy, building a whānau is something else.
Building on whānau land, you may be dealing with multiple owners, and it's likely you'll need to go through the Māori Land Court.
A tip for when you're wanting to engage other landowners on your Papakainga project is to make sure that you're having a quality conversation with them, and is best had on the land itself, remembering that title information, GIS mapping, those types of things are only two-dimensional. What you're talking about is developing your whenua. It has bumps and curves, it's three-dimensional, it has its own life, so having that conversation on the land itself is really important.
We need sustainable living. We need to work together as a community, and we need to solve our own problems together.
You got to look inside yourself first, you know, and ask yourself, what am I really up to? You know, is this for my kids, my mokos or whatever? Then you can take the next step.
We just have to search and find that tupuna within ourselves, that inner strength, and regain that confidence, reconnect back to our whenua, the Māori and the wairua that's within our whenua, and connect ourselves back to that whenua as tangata.
Papakainga is an Indigenous method. It's whānau driven and community focused. Papakainga Web Guide is your source of insights and vital information to help sow the seeds of what whānau need for vibrant and healthy homes.
Kaua e pōhehe ko te mea nui ko te moni. Ko te mea nui ko tō kaha ki te mahi, me tō whakaaro ka taia e koe te hanga tō ake whare ko tira te mea nui. Me te mahi tahi, me ki raro hoki o tātou nei tikanga Māori.
It's not even about houses. It's about values. It's a place where we can exercise our Māori values. It's creating that environment for a functioning hapu.
Yeah, just help our whānau be stronger and better people.